Why are some Frisco homes selling 4 times faster than others right now? The answer just isn't about price. And it's not because those slower selling homes are bad homes. As a matter of fact, many of them are clean, they're livable, and they're well maintained. But recent Frisco sales data is showing a very clear pattern. Updated pool homes are moving much faster and selling closer to list price than older homes without pools. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what buyers are responding to and why clean and livable is not always enough, and what it means if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Frisco in the coming months. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team, eXp Realty here in Frisco, Texas, and I help buyers and sellers make smarter real estate decisions in Frisco, Prosper, and the immediate surrounding areas. So if you're thinking about buying or selling and trying to decide if it makes sense to update, sell your home as is, or simply price your home correctly from the start, that is exactly the type of strategy conversation I help my clients work through. You can schedule a free call with me by using the link in the description below. Now let's go take a look at what homes are moving quickest right now. Now we're going to start with this updated pool home. This is the kind of backyard that creates an immediate emotional reaction. You've got the pool, the outdoor living space, the covered patio, and a setup that just feels ready to, well, enjoy summer. And then when you move inside the home, that feeling kind of continues. You've got the kitchen, the living space, the flooring, the colors, the bathroom. They're all sending the exact same message. This home feels move-in ready. That doesn't mean every buyer is going to have the exact same taste, but what it does mean is a buyer walking into a home like this usually is not starting with a long mental list of every single thing they think they need to change. They can picture themselves living there, and in today's market, that matters. Now let's compare that to this older home without a pool. And I want to be clear, as you can see, this is not a bad home. It's clean, it's livable, it's functional, but it feels dated. And that's where buyer psychology changes. Instead of simply picturing themselves living here, buyers often start calculating paint, flooring, kitchen updates, bathroom updates, lighting, and the list continues. It goes on and on. So even though the home may be perfectly livable, the buyer's mindset can shift from excitement to project planning. That does not mean those homes won't sell. They absolutely will. But the strategy in selling those homes has to be a little bit different. And there's not just one example like this. Here's another updated pool home. And again, you can see the exact same pattern. It feels bright, it's current, it's inviting, and it's very easy for a buyer to picture themselves moving right in. And that is the key. Buyers do not want to have to work hard to imagine what the finished version of the home is going to look like, because the home already feels finished. That creates confidence for the buyer, and confident buyers have a tendency, well, to act faster. Now here's another older home without a pool. And again, this home is also, it's clean, it's very livable. But the finishes immediately create a project list in a buyer's mind. And that's the point sellers in today's market need to understand. Buyers are not just comparing homes based on square footage, bedroom count, or even just the neighborhood. They're comparing how much effort it's actually going to take to make the home feel their own after closing. And when a buyer believes a home needs updates, they usually want the price to reflect that. Now, side by side, this is the difference buyers feel immediately. One kitchen feels current, ready to cook in, and the other, well, it doesn't. The other's functional, but buyers start adding up what these updates are going to cost them before they even consider writing an offer. The same thing happens in the main living areas. Buyers are reacting to the color of the paint. They're reacting to the lighting. They're reacting to the flooring, the finishes, and the overall feel of the home. Now, when you go ahead and add the pool and the outdoor living space, the updated home, well, it creates much more of an emotional pull. The older home may still be a really good home, but the buyer usually wants the price of that home to reflect the work that they believe is ahead. And buyers often overestimate what the cost of those upgrades are going to be. Now that's the visual difference. But let's take a look at what the market is actually showing us when you compare these two homes. All right, so what we're looking at here is a summary of all of the updated pool homes that have sold in Frisco in the last 30 days. I'm not going to run through all of these. I just wanted to show you there's quite a few, ranging in price from $565,000 all the way up to $4.9 million. So I just wanted to demonstrate that this is across all price ranges. I'm just going to zero in on this one line, the average. As you can see right here, updated pool homes sold on average within 14 days, and they sold within 2%, 1.3% actually, of the original list price. Now, by comparison, this is a list of homes that do not have a pool. They're also a little bit older and they might need a little bit of updating. Now, this again, it's an extensive list, but not as many of the higher priced homes. These go from $375,000 all the way up to about $1.3 million. But again, here, when we look at the averages, these, by comparison, took an average of 62 days before they went under contract, and they sold at a discount of almost 4%. So that's quite a big difference in the discount and the time it took for these homes to sell. So basically, as a side-by-side comparison, updated pool homes averaged 14 days on market. Older non-pool homes averaged 62 days on market. And the updated pool homes sold for about 98.7% of their original list price, whereas the older non-pool homes sold at 96.1%. That is why condition and presentation matter so much. Buyers are definitely still buying, but they're definitely not treating every single home the same. So what exactly does this mean if you're planning on selling your home? You know, if you're a seller, the takeaway here is not necessarily that you need to remodel the entire house before you sell. That, in many cases, doesn't make financial sense. But you do need to understand how buyers are likely to react to your home compared to the competition. Now, sometimes the right move is just to paint, change the lighting, update the flooring, maybe add some cabinet hardware, update the fixtures, or a few targeted improvements like that. Sometimes the right move is better with staging and presentation. It makes a whole lot more sense, but sometimes in other cases, the right move might be to sell your home as is. But price is a way that reflects the updates that buyers are going to want to make. So you need to take all of that into consideration and put it all together. The biggest mistake I see sellers making is pretending that those updates don't matter. A few years ago, they didn't. In today's market, they absolutely do. And buyers are already pricing them in, even if they're not saying it out loud. Now, for buyers, what does this mean if you're planning on buying a home in the next few months? Well, this is where there may actually be an opportunity. The updated move-in homes are the ones getting the fastest attention. But if you're willing to buy one of those homes that is clean, that is livable, that you can move right into, it's just cosmetically dated, you're going to have more room to negotiate. Now, the key for you is going to be knowing whether the discount you're trying to get is enough, because saving $25,000 on the purchase price doesn't necessarily help you if the updates you want to make are going to cost $75,000. This is where you need to look beyond the price and really understand what the total cost of the home is going to be. Purchase price matters, right? But condition, the update cost, timing, and what the future resale value will be, those matter as well. So here's the bottom line. Frisco buyers are not just reacting to a price. They're reacting to condition, presentation, and how much work they believe they're going to need to do after closing. Now, updated pool homes are moving quickly because they check a lot of the boxes that buyers want right now. I know it's not realistic to go and put a pool in your home just to sell it, and I'm not suggesting that you do. I'm simply sharing that those homes, and just because you have a pool doesn't mean the sale's a slam dunk if everything else in the house still needs updating. But those updated pool homes are definitely moving quickly. Now, those older homes without pools are still selling, but the strategy behind that sale has to be completely different. And it's a market that we haven't seen here in Frisco in quite a few years. So if you're thinking about selling and you're wondering whether or not it makes sense to update, sell as is, is or simply adjust your pricing strategy, then I'd be happy to walk you through all of those different options. And if you're going to be buying, this same information can help you spot where, well, a real opportunity and a bargain might just be sitting. So if you'd like to get this information, I invite you to schedule a free call with me. In the description below, there is a link to my calendar where I offer everyone a free 30-minute strategy call where we can go through your specific situation and come up with a plan that makes sense for you and your family. So I hope you found this information valuable. If you have, please know that I release videos just like this each and every week. Go ahead, give me the thumbs up, hit that bell icon, and subscribe to this channel to be notified of all of those updates. So I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.